standard show, right? It's not a crypto hype stream, okay? And it's not a gambling channel. This is not financial entertainment. This is financial exit strategy. We extract from Wall Street. We convert it into Bitcoin. We build a sovereign treasury. Trading is just a tool. Bitcoin is the destination. Weak money is temporary. Scarce money is permanent. Every week we all stack. Every week we show the receipts. And every week I redistribute, right? If you stay here for 52 weeks, you will not recognize your financial life. Trade fiat, converted it to Bitcoin, and we exit the system. Who's ready to begin? If you're ready to begin, type it in the chat. Let's go. We are not playing over here. Make sure you like it and you're sharing, because you never know what you're going to get, right? Never know what you're going to get. All right. So, this is the schedule. This is the curriculum, right? So we are still at like we still at preschool. We are here, right? So we're gonna go from preschool. If you are new here, you've never been here, you don't know what this is about, let me just give you an idea. Preschool, elementary, middle school, high school, university, and graduation. I'm giving you all the tools. I'm giving you all the game, right? The information is free. The execution is not. So basically, if you hang around long enough, you're going to get the game. Now, if you want to know how to execute the game, if you want me to hold your hands, show you what we do, then you're going to have to tap into my community, right? But on YouTube, I'm going to give you the game. I'm going to explain to you what we are doing and how we are doing, right? So that's it. You know this guy. You know this lady. This is me, right? Everybody has their own way of teaching. People are really calm. You know, some people are politically correct. Some people want you to like them. Some people are gonna say what they think you want to hear, right? But my approach is different. I don't give two shits, right? I don't give a damn. So I'm here to force you to see and hear what you don't want to hear, right? So you may not like my approach, and I don't give a shit. All right? Tap in on YouTube. Tap it on YouTube. I'm gonna start ignoring all your questions on Instagram. If you wanna join the show and earn the sats and learn on YouTube, that's where we at. That's where we hanging out today. I'm giving you all the game. And the game that I'm giving you is $1 million worth of game, right? It's Satoshi Saturday. Let's stack sats. How much Bitcoin did you guys buy? Have you bought Bitcoin this week? Have you guys bought Bitcoin this week? Anyway, how many sats did you stack or have you stacked this week? It doesn't matter. It could be 10,000. It could be 100,000. It could be 5,000. It could be 200,000. You haven't stacked any? Why? Why haven't you stacked any sats? Look, stacking sats is not, you're not doing anything special. You can simply replace it with savings. How much money have you saved this week, right? How much of your energy did you exchange for money this week? And how much did you put away? So when we say stack and sats, it might sound like it's something special, but have you saved? We basically encouraging you to save money every week, every day. The only difference is we are saving the cash in the best system ever, which is the Bitcoin protocol, right? The Bitcoin network, the Bitcoin currency. That is the only difference. So stack and sats is nothing special. It's nothing abstract. It's nothing, crazy like, oh, stack and sats every day. That's you saving every day, as you should be saving a little bit of your income every day, every month, every week, right? So that's what we are doing. 225. Good job. Good job. Good job. So if you are here, in case you don't know who the fuck I am, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. It's the Black Robin Hood. I take from Wall Street and I bring it to Block Street, right? We extract from Wall Street, we extract from the system by trading, by teaching you a skill set that nobody can take away from you. And then you use that skill set to earn money, right? Or to extract money from the system that's been designed to extract from us. Then, with those proceeds, you stack sats, you buy Bitcoin, and you park it. Type 21 if you're picking what I'm putting down. Type 21 if you are picking what I am putting down. That's what we are doing. All right? Let's keep it rocking. 2.1 quadrillion sats. That's a fact. Right? That is a fact. Okay. So, right before, if you look at the time, right before I started the show, I took a screenshot of the Bitcoin clock. This is the current Bitcoin clock, right? Well, not current, but when I took the screenshot. So we at block height 9436 something. It's higher than that now, right? As you can see, the date is April 4th. It's today, 2026. The time when I took this was 7:03, right? About 27 minutes before I went live. The current exchange rate. This is not the price of Bitcoin. This is the exchange rate, the dollar rate of Bitcoin. 67344, right? 67,344 sats per dollar. Every dollar gives you 1,485 sats. Okay, the current market cap is $1.35 trillion. All right, we at epoch number 5, the subsidy, current block subsidy. Every block mine, you get 3.125 Bitcoin plus the fees that is included. The supply, we are currently at 20.01 million, which is 95% of the total supply. So out of 21 million Bitcoin, we have already mined 20.01 Bitcoin. So it's less than 1 million Bitcoin left to be mined in the history of Bitcoin, right? There will never be more. So over 20 million is already circulated in somebody's wallet. What's the YouTube channel? It is The Real Black Robin Hood. The Real Black Robin on YouTube. Tap in. It's the real Black Robin Hood on YouTube. All right, tap it. So yeah, so this is what we got for today. Block height is this. You see the subsidy. The block that was mined when I took the screenshot was mined by Foundry USA, right? They earned 3.125 Bitcoin plus the fee included. So in total, they got 3.144 Bitcoin. All right. Let's keep it rolling. Okay. So you know this chart. If you've been here a few weeks, you already know. Do you have money to buy Bitcoin? If the answer is no, I'm going to ask, do you have a job? Right? If it's no, then obviously you need to go find a job. Once you find a job, study Bitcoin and buy Bitcoin. Do you have money? Not for Bitcoin. If it's not for Bitcoin, it means you don't understand it yet. That's why you're not buying, because obviously you have the money to buy, you just don't understand the why. So go study it and buy it. Do you have money? You say yes, then buy Bitcoin. It's that simple. Do you have money? No. Do you have a job? Right? I mean, do you have money? Not for Bitcoin. Study Bitcoin. Right? Do you have money? No. Get a job. Right? Yes. Study Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin. So it's always leading to buying Bitcoin. That is the destination. The destination is you're gonna buy Bitcoin regardless. Regardless of what your answer is, the solution is buy Bitcoin. Doesn't matter. All right. You don't have to own an entire Bitcoin. The beautiful thing about Bitcoin is one Bitcoin is made up of 100 million sats. Right? Not a lot of people will have the opportunity to own a whole Bitcoin. There will only be 21 million Bitcoin by code. It's been programmed. You can't manipulate. You can't change it, right? Unless there's a consensus to change it, which there's not going to be a consensus to change it, right? The audio is muffled. Is the audio muffled? Somebody said the audio is muffled. They said I'm good. They said I'm good. Okay. Probably I'm close to the mic. I'm not really close to the mic. Fine. Okay. Well, let's keep it going. Again, I know you might be thinking there's a crypto show. There's not a crypto show. There's a Bitcoin show. Okay, let's make it clear. And I'm gonna keep on every week. Every week I'm gonna remind you of these things, these basic things, right? This is not a crypto show. This is a Bitcoin show, right? It's Bitcoin, not crypto. All right, you get it? If you get it, type 21. This is Bitcoin. This is about Bitcoin. Bitcoin, not crypto. All right. Bitcoin, not crypto. Only two things really matter on this planet: your time and Bitcoin. The only two things that have been programmed, right? Bitcoin has been programmed to eventually run out at a certain point. You and my life have been programmed to eventually run out at a certain point. Everything else, you can make more, right? Everything else is just there. It just keeps flowing forever. You're not gonna live forever. Your clock is ticking. In case you don't know, right? In case you haven't realized, you're living to die. One day you will breathe your last breath. And whenever you celebrate your birthday, don't think you're getting older. You are dying. All right. When you celebrate your birthday, you are dying. Right. And whenever more Bitcoin is mined, or somebody is buying the Bitcoin that is being mined, that is less Bitcoin you have to buy. That is less Bitcoin your family has to buy, right? So it's finite. It has a fixed amount. And the thing with Bitcoin is we know when the last Bitcoin is going to be mined. The thing about your life is you don't know when your last breath will be exhaled, right? So these are very important things. And Bitcoin was designed around life and our time and our energy. 2140, right? Hey, I'm just keeping it real. You dying, brother. You dying. That is, see, but when you know you are dying, it reminds you to live. That's the beautiful thing about life. When you remind yourself that you are dying every single second, your clock is ticking. It reminds you to live, right? So that was just by the way. Who knows what this is? Who knows what this is? That's a Bitcoin faucet, right? What is that about? Okay. We got some Bitcoin scholars here. All right. Bitcoin scholars. So why did I put this up here? So, about, this was what, like 2011, 2010, right? So about 15 years ago, they were giving away free Bitcoin, right? So if you did this, if you type this words in, you got 5 Bitcoin, right? I'm giving away 5 Bitcoin per visitor. Just solve the captcha, then enter your Bitcoin receiving address and press get some, right? 5 Bitcoin. How much is 5 Bitcoin right now? Mind you, at this point, 1 Bitcoin was about maybe 50 cents, right? It was about 50 cents. So basically 5 Bitcoin, give or take, maybe $1, $2, right? How much is 5 Bitcoin right now? 380,000, right? So 16 years ago, somebody told you to just show up, right? Show up. Do the minimum. Just type in some shit, and 16 years later, it will turn into 380,000. If they told you that today, you'll be like, fuck off, right? Now let me ask you, if you knew that this was going to be worth 380,000 16 years ago, how many would you have done? Type in the chat. Type in the chat. If you knew, let's say you time travel, how many would you have done? Oh, man. You would have done just one? You would have done just one? As much as you could, right? Okay. Now check this out. Check this out, right? Every dollar, okay. All right. As many as possible. Who knows what this is? If you are heavy on Twitter, you know what this is. But who knows what this is? Okay. That's the new BTC. Okay. Right? Now check this out. This is Cash App. This is Jack Dorsey, right? Now, Jack Dorsey is trying to do what I've been doing already this year. Hey, am I lying, or did I beat Jack Dorsey to this? We on episode 6. I done gave away. I'm now close to 2 million sats. I'm now close to 2 million sats given away. You feel what I'm saying? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. We beat Jack Dorsey to it. We beat him to it. Oh, and it's only for Cash App users. It's only for Cash App users. We're international. You don't have to be on Cash App. You could be from Jamaica. You could be from Argentina. It doesn't matter. Free Satoshis, and it's going. And I'm doing 1 million sats every month by myself. I ain't no Cash App. You see what I'm saying? So Jack Dorsey ain't even fucking with us. Real talk. We worldwide. We are worldwide. You know? I just wanted you to know that they just the big dogs. But we've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing this. And that's the thing. You don't have to wait for somebody to do something. You don't have to wait for a big corporation or some big name to do something for you to be inspired. If you feel it in your heart, you go do it. Right? You go do it. You go make the difference. We got 197 days, approximately 197 days. If everything plays out like the way it's been playing out, you will catch the bottom around 197, around 210, around maybe 180 days. You feel what I'm saying? You get it? This is not just random shit. Like everything that is on this screen is intentional. I want you to understand. I'm not putting shit on here just to waste time, just to fill the slides. But you got to know what it means. Right? You got to know what it means. If you know what this means, you changing your fucking life. I don't think, like, personally, I might, you know, I'm egotistical, you know what I'm saying? But I'm aware of what I'm talking about. I think this is the most important information. And the fact that we only got like 27 people, sometimes it's laughable, right? Meanwhile, some goofy idiot gets on live or goes on, YouTube or whatever, talking about nothing. It could be Pooh Shiesty or whatever the fuck his name is, and Gucci Mane or whatever. Some dumb shit, right? Let somebody go on live talking about that type of nonsense, and you will see how many people will pull up, how many broke people will pull up, right? But here I am giving you it, intentionally giving you information that when you act on it, life changing. And it's only you guys. You see what I'm saying? It's only you guys here. And that goes to show you real shit, the things that matter, that's not where the people are. People want entertainment. People want bullshit. So if you give them bullshit, you have a whole, if you twerking and doing all kinds of shit and dumb shit, they'll be there. But by the time they catch on to this, I'm sure there are people partying or, barbecuing or doing whatever the fuck they doing. And 7 years from now, 10 years from now, if they understood the value of what I'm talking about right now, they will stop whatever they are doing to pay attention and act on this. I just want you to know that, right? Just want you to know that. 736 days. This is how much time we got until the next Bitcoin halving. Right? And after the Bitcoin halving, it takes approximately 540 days, then we hit the top. I want you to listen again. We have about 736 days before the Bitcoin reward subsidy is slashed into 2 again. All right? From that day, moving forward, it will be approximately 540 days to hit the top. If you know this information and you act on this information, you have about 1,300 days to change your life forever. Do you hear me or are you not hearing me? You have 1,300 days. You have 1,300 days. You have 1,300 days where you cannot use any excuse in your life. As far as financial, you can't say, oh, shit is hard. Oh, I didn't know. Nobody told me. You got 1,300 days. So you see that? If we go here, as a matter of fact, hold on. As a matter of fact, it's 1294. But you get it. 1294, 1,300, you get it. 1294. That is 1294 days to get it right. 1294 days to get it right. 1294 days to change your life. Also, if you in the US, how many people in the US have bad credit? How many people in the US have bad credit? Let me go back to the 197. Who on here in the US got bad credit and can't get any money? You can't get a personal loan because your credit is trash. I'm talking US folks. If you're not in the US, I can't help you. This is when you fix your shit. This is how much time you just have a lot of debt. Are you in the US? So this is how much time you have to fix your shit. You got about 200 days, 197 days to fix your shit. You don't necessarily have 1,300 days, because I've broken this down to different goals, right? Different missions. So you have about 200 days to dispute that negative shit, to get the negative items on your credit, take it off, get it off, to get to the point where you can get a personal loan. Because there's a massive, massive, massive opportunity in front of you. And if you don't have access to capital, then you fucked. Right? Diddy style. So don't let this opportunity go by. Because I'm not just here just showing you some numbers so I can turn around and say, hey, I told you so. I mean, I'm going to turn around and say, I told you so. But the goal is to do something with the information. Right? The goal is to do something that is measurable. So that when you look back and you're like, oh, Satoshi Saturday episode 6 or whatever, we had 200 days. I took it, I worked on it, and now look at my shit. Now I can get money to stack some serious sats. Why am I saying that? Because I think Bitcoin goes down some more. And if Bitcoin goes down some more, you want to be able to buy a whole lot on the dip. You don't want to be buying $200. You don't want to be buying $20, right? When it dips, or if it dips some more, if it goes to 55K, if it goes to 60K, if it goes to 52K, you don't want to be buying $20. You feel what I'm saying? If it goes down and you buy $20 and I find you, I'm going to fight you. I don't give a damn. Because that means you wasted a crazy opportunity. You wasted my time and yours. And you wasted your family's future. So I'm going to take it personal. I'm going to fight you. And if I realize I can't fight you, I will hire somebody to beat your ass. Type 21 if you with it. I will find somebody and hire somebody to beat your ass. Don't matter if you are a woman, if you a midget, if you a child, I will hire somebody to beat your ass. And they will not trace it back to me. You feel me? I'm just letting you know. Why the fuck would you buy $20 or $50? You need to be buying as much as higher Ian. Ian ain't beating nobody ass. That would be a lost cause. That would be a lost cause. So, all right, let's keep it going. So $12.94. That's what you got, and you're gonna see by this time you're gonna be looking back at Bitcoin could be, I don't know, I'm just speculating right now, right? Bitcoin could be as high as 250K, 300K, 180K, right? 125K. Mind you, we at 67 now. 67, right? We at 67 now. So if my theory is true, and in 1,300 days, we are sitting at 275K. What is your brain telling you right now? As a matter of fact, let me ask you, if you knew for a fact, let's say I'm not speculating, right? Let's say I'm not speculating. Let's say we knew for a fact that in 1,300 days, this same asset that is trading at 67,000 will be sitting at 300,000. What would you do right now? What would you do right now? Let's say I wasn't speculating. What would you do right now? You go all in, you buy, you stack, put your life savings in it, sell your grandma, golly, buy the dip. Oh shit. You don't know? You don't know what you're gonna do? Gabriel, you don't know what you're gonna do? Every single dollar you can find? How you here and you don't know what you're gonna do? If you sit in here and I'm telling you that asset is going to 300K, would it matter? Would it matter if it's at 66 or 64 or 63? Would it matter? Would it matter is what I'm saying. If you knew for a fact that it's going to 300K in 1,300 days, do you think it will matter if it's at 66 or 61 or 62 or 60? It wouldn't matter. Sell your physical shit coins. You still got shit coins? Why you still got shit coins? Well, guess what? It's going to 1 million. From here, it's going to 1 million. From here, it is going to 1 million. So what are you gonna do? You saying everything you're gonna do at 300K is going to 1 million. The only difference is we don't know when, but we know it's gonna go to 1 million. So you have the opportunity to purchase $1 million for 67,000. And you like, no, let me wait and purchase $1 million for 63,000. Do you see how ridiculous it sounds? Do you see how ridiculous it sounds when you break it down like that? You have $1 million. Somebody has a house that they are telling you this house is going to be worth $1 million. Do you want to buy it today for $67,000? It could potentially be at $1 million in 7 years or 10 years. But today, I'll give it to you for $67,000. Do you think you're going to be like, nah, let me get it for 61? 67 is too much. Do you think you will wait, or would you snatch it off her hands or his hands? Somebody was selling you a house that you know that this house in about 6 to 10 years is $1 million house. And they are telling you, you can buy it today for $66,000. Would you negotiate with them, or would you just buy? Come on, let me know. I want to help shift this fucked up perspective some of you guys got. You would just buy, right? Because it wouldn't even be worth the negotiation to fuck around and lose that opportunity because you're trying to save 3,000 more or 4,000 more, knowing you're gonna make like 14x if you buy it at that same price. You feel me? I hope you get it. All right, let's keep it going. Here's the return. Here's the Bitcoin return. Right? 2010. This is yearly, right? So 2010, Bitcoin opened at 0.003, and at the end of the year, it closed at 30 cents. 9,900%. 2011, it opened at 30 cents and closed at $4.72. From January to December, 1,473%. 2012, it opened at $4.72, closed at $13.51, 186%. 2013, right, which was a halving year. So the halving year was 2012. That was the bull market. So 2013 bull market, Bitcoin opened the year at $13.5, closed at $758. That is 5,500%, right? Then if you look at 2014, Bitcoin dipped 58%. So it opened and it closed. However, the dip was deeper than that. You understand what I'm saying? Just because you see the open and the close doesn't mean it ain't go lower than 320. You see what I'm saying? It did. This chart here is only looking at the opens and the closes. It's not talking about the lows and the highs, right? So this is like looking at a line graph. It's not factoring in the wicks. It's just looking at the body, right? 2014, no audio. You guys can't hear me? Can you guys hear me or no? Someone said no audio. They can hear me. That's you. You better go fix your bootleg, whatever you want. They can hear me. All right. So 2014, that's where we are. Okay, we are in the equivalent of 2014 because we just coming off of the bull market. So this is expected, right? 2015, Bitcoin opened at 320, closed at 430. That's a 35%. 2016, Bitcoin opened at 430, closed at 968, 125%. 2016 was the next halving, right? And 540 days after that halving, Bitcoin closed that year 1331%. Okay? All right. Then you see 2018. The year opened at 13,860 and it closed at 3,689. That is a 73% drop. We are in the equivalent of that year. So we are an equivalent of 2014. We are also an equivalent of 2018. If you are picking what I'm putting down, type 21. I want to make sure you are following this. None of this shit is just on here just to say, hey, look at the numbers. The question is, what can you do with this information moving forward? Because most of this shit has already happened. You didn't benefit from it, right? How can you benefit from it now, in the present moment? Not what happened yesterday or 10 years ago. How can you use what happened yesterday or 10 years ago to help you right now? All right. So we are an equivalent of 2014, which is the year after the bull market, right? We are an equivalent of 2018, year after the bull market. So 2019, Bitcoin opened at 3,689, closed 7,184, 95% pop. 2020, that was the halving year. Bitcoin went from 7,000 to 28,000, a 300% pop, right? Then 2021 was the bull market again. Bitcoin opened the year at 28, closed at 47. Remember, we are talking about opens and closes. We're not talking about the highest and the lowest point. We're only talking about the body, right? 2022, Bitcoin opened the year at 47,000 and closed at 16,500. So we are an equivalent of 2022. We are an equivalent of 2018. We are an equivalent of 2014. Type 21 if you're picking up what I'm putting down. All right? Okay. 2023, which is going to be 2027, Bitcoin went from 16,500 to 42. 2024, which was the halving year, Bitcoin went from 42 to 93, 121% In 2025, which is the bull market year, Bitcoin opened at 93 and it closed at 87. However, it hit 126 by October, right? It hit 126 by October. So when Michael Saylor says the pattern is dead, he is dead ass wrong, right? Okay, now 2026 year to date, Bitcoin opened at 87, we at 67. This is so far the lowest drop, but remember, we are only in April. So if history repeats itself, we can potentially go lower. You picking up what I'm putting down? Are you picking up the game? Now look at something. So at a lot of time, we are looking at the highs, right? But this is what I want you to look at. Start paying attention to right here, right? So look at 2010, right? Just look at the numbers on the year, the start of year, right? You will notice that gradually these numbers are getting higher and higher. Not even the year end, the year start, right? So 2010, 0.003. Then it went and it closed here, $30, $4, 13, 753. And it went down. This is down. Then from 753, 968, 13,000, and it came down. Now, you're going to notice that there's going to be a point where you will never. So these numbers right here are gradually being eliminated from ever happening again, right? So 13,000, which used to be a high, now you be wishing you got Bitcoin at 13,000, and you will never get it at 13,000, right? We all understand that it's not going down to 13,000. It may go down to 40 something, to 50 something, but 13 has forever been eliminated from the possibilities, right? But just a few years ago, this was the year end. You see what I'm saying? Just 8 years ago, this was the number, right? You went from 968 to 13,860. That was amazing. But now that high is, you're never even gonna get that as a low, right? So look at these numbers. Then we went from 13 to 3,000, 7, 28. Now this 28, which was the opening and close for 2020, you will never get this 28 ever again. You get it? So we're going to get to a point where one of these numbers, 93K, will look like what 13K was, will look like what 758 was, will look like what 28K was. You get what I'm saying? Like in the short while, you may be caught up in, oh, it's a 16K, it's a this, it's a that. You never get Bitcoin at $400, right? You never get it at $13. You're never gonna get it at $320. You're never going to get it at 13. You're not going to catch it at 28. So another 7, 8 years from now, you're going to be wishing that you got it at 87. You're going to be wishing that you got it at 67. You're going to be wishing that you got it at 93, because it's going to move here. It's going to look like exactly what 13K looks to you now. It's going to look exactly how 28K Bitcoin looks to you now. By that time, Bitcoin is going to be up 700K, and you're going to be like, damn, I wish I got it at whatever K. Type 21 if you're picking up what I'm putting. All right, boom. So I posted this. I said, if you own one Bitcoin, you own 1 out of 21 million, because there will only be 21 million Bitcoin. If you own one house, you own 1 out of 2.3 billion, right? And they keep building more houses. You can build a house and build it up, right? So you have so many floors. They are building houses on the ocean. They're building houses on rivers. They're building houses underground, right? So when it comes to houses, it's not finite. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be more houses. And plus, you can break the house and rebuild a different house, a bigger house. You can break the house that is on the land and turn it into apartments and get more units for more people, right? So the possibilities are crazy. It grows and it grows and it grows and it grows. Bitcoin is fixed. Once it's gone, it's gone. You can't make more. You can't build Bitcoin on a shitcoin, and you can't turn a shitcoin into Bitcoin. It's only Bitcoin. Once it runs out, it's out. That's it. Finito. So, do you want to own 1 out of 21 million, or do you want to own something that you have 1 out of 2.3 billion, and that quantity is going to increase because they are diluting it with more homes? People are building homes that they don't need because they want to sell it to somebody, right? They are buying more homes, they are building. So if you have 1 home out of 2.3 billion and they are building more homes, they are essentially diluting your ownership, right? Your ownership, your 1 out of 2.3 billion becomes less the more homes that is being built, right? But with Bitcoin, it's 1 out of 21 million. It will always be that. So if you are one person out of a population of 8 billion and you are able to own 1 out of 21 million of the potential, the new monetary system, that is incredible.